Hello, welcome to M&E Partners. Your host is Coach John Wingila, and today I will be discussing with you the differences between monitoring and evaluation. If you ask a normal monitoring and evaluation officer on what is monitoring and what is evaluation, these are the kind of answers that you will be given. Monitoring will be defined as per OECD DAC glossary of definitions, which is not bad, it's okay, it's perfect. And evaluation as well will be defined the same way as it has been defined in the OECD DAC glossary of definitions. It's not bad, like I've said, because that is what is actually monitoring mean, and that is what is evaluation mean as far as OECD DAC is concerned. My problem is, as an M&E specialist, you don't need just to reproduce the definitions. As a specialist, you need to interpret these definitions into the project or program result chain. You should be able to know at what particular point you are talking about monitoring, referring to the project result chain, and at what point you are talking about evaluation when you refer to the monitoring to the result chain. And that is my task today, to show you how do you differentiate, how do you interpret the monitoring and evaluation in the project result chain. Before we get into the details, I would like to request you, if you are at all watching this channel for the very first time, please subscribe to this channel, because on a regular basis I will be posting updates in relation to monitoring and evaluation. Now let's get back into the business. The monitoring and the evaluation in the result chain, we place them at different levels. For instance, we have a term called attribution. Attribution actually is we are looking at the things that are within the control of project implementation unit. All the things that the project team has control over them we refer as attribution. And actually, when we are looking at attribution, or the things that the project implementation team has control over it, in M&E aspects, we are actually doing monitoring. Because now we are trying to measure if this particular organization or this particular unit has performed as we agreed. Looking on performance of an organization on implementing an intervention. That's why we are checking, well, we are trying to cross-check between the actual implementation vis-a-vis the planned indicators. That is monitoring per se. But contribution, it is now looking at the things that are beyond the contribution of the control of the project implementation unit. What I mean by this, at this level, we are trying to measure if actually the intervention has produced the results. If the intervention produces the results, we are looking on that. And when we are doing that, this is actually evaluation. And that is the demarcation, the clear demarcation between monitoring and evaluation. In the monitoring, we are trying to measure performance of a particular organization on implementing of an intervention. But in the evaluation, we are actually looking at whether the intervention is producing the results, whether the outcome are achieved. If you are working on a construction project, maybe monitoring, looking at whether the walls are well constructed according to the standard, according to the BOQs, and so forth. But evaluation is now, if this building, if this bridge actually bringing the changes that we were expecting, things that we thought maybe by constructing this bridge, we will solve this problem. Is it real? Is it real showing up? That is evaluation. In monitoring evaluation, actually, we normally have the questions, key questions to be asked at each point. In monitoring, we have set of questions, and in evaluation, you have a set of questions to be asked. In monitoring, there are questions at the input level, at activities level, at the output level. In the input level, you will be asking questions like, are the resources available on time and in the right quantity and the quality? Because if resources are not available in time and in the right quantity and the quality, the likelihood of undertaking activities is very minimal. And then at the activities level, we are looking at if the activities are implemented on schedule and within budget. Also, we are looking at really activities leading to the expected outputs. Are we actually getting the outputs? But sometimes we are looking at what we call beneficiaries contract monitoring, BCM indicators. We really are the outputs. We are getting the output actually, but the output, are they leading to achievement of the purpose of the outcomes? Are we getting the output actually? But are these outputs suggesting that we are achieving the objectives? So basically in monitoring, we are trying to check if is there anything happening that should lead to management to modify the operations implementation plan. Do we need to change the plan? Based on the monitoring, we can decide on that. So the monitoring aspect of the project is more of helping the management to make decision on the implementation of the project or program. Looking at whether what is causing a delay or unexpected results. Those are the questions we should be asking when we are doing monitoring. In evaluation, we are looking at the whole result chain. But now we don't ask the questions we asked during monitoring. Now we are asking questions based on the DAC criteria. DAC evaluation criteria. There are 5 standard criteria. The efficiency, effectiveness, relevance, impact, and sustainability. So these are the kind of questions when you are doing evaluation, you should be asking. You should ask only whether the stocks of items were available on time and in the right quantities, were activities implemented on schedule and within budgets, were outputs economically. Effectiveness, you should be asking where the operations objectives achieved. Did the output lead to the intended outcomes? In relevance, we'll be looking at whether what we are doing was actually consistent with the beneficiaries' needs, or if it is a strategic plan, looking whether it is linked to a higher level development projects. Impact, we should be looking whether the changes did the operation bring about, were they any unplanned or unexpected changes. In sustainability, you should be looking at the benefits likely to be maintained for an expected period of time, for an extended period of time after the SR assistant ends. So these are the kind of questions actually one should be asking during evaluation. And I understand that you know that evaluation is a periodical activity, while evaluation is monitoring is a continuous activity as we saw in the previous two definitions I presented to you in the very first slide. So basically, if you are able to differentiate between monitoring and evaluation, actually now we are becoming an M&E specialist. Once again, I kindly request you guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that, because on a regular basis I will be posting updates in relation to M&E. Thank you for